All right, Shalom. I like to say, call Lord Wah, which is all praise, honor, glory in the Hebrew, to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Karkadash, to Master Apostle, El's great Muslim, bless God, the late few sisters, is like foreigners, waking up, stirring on truth. Got this quick article. Let me see. Anything freezing. All right, I'm just going to go straight to it from AP News. It says Trump has dubbed April 2nd Liberation Day for his tariffs. Here's what to expect. As the trade wars launched by U.S. President Donald Trump continue to escalate, all eyes are on Wednesday. Trump has repeatedly called April 2nd Liberation Day with promises to roll out a set of tariffs or taxes on imports from other countries that he says will free the U.S. from a reliance on foreign goods. To do this, Trump has said he'll impose reciprocal tariffs to match the duties that other countries charge on U.S. products. But a lot remains unknown on how these levies will actually be implemented. White House's Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Monday that Trump would unveil his plans to place reciprocal tariffs on nearly all American trade partners on Wednesday, but maintain the details are set up to the president to announce. Since taking office just months ago, Trump has proven to be aggressive with tariff threats, all while creating a sense of off-again trade actions. It's possible that we'll see more delays or confusion this week. Trump has argued that tariffs protect U.S. industries from unfair foreign competition, raise money for the federal government, and provide leverage to demand as concessions from other countries. But economics stress that broad tariffs at the rates suggested by Trump could backfire. Tariffs typically trickle down to the consumer through higher prices, and business worldwide also has a lot to lose if their costs rise and their sales fail. Import taxes already in effect, with uncertainty around the future trade action and possibly retaliation, have already ruled financial markets and lowered consumer confidence, with enveloping many with questions that could delay higher in investment. What will happen on April 2nd? Details around Trump plans remain uncertain. Reciprocal tariffs could take the form of product-by-product duties, for example, or broader averages imposed across the goods from each country, or perhaps something else entirely. The rates could reflect what other countries charge as well as their value-added taxes, subsidies to demonstrate domestic companies. While White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro told Fox News Sunday that tariffs could rise $600 billion annually, which would imply an average 20%. Trump has talked about taxing the European Union, South Korea, Brazil, India, among other countries. Do these levies on the Monday levy, and Trump has been present with the several proposals by his advisor. She added that the president would make a final decision, but right now was not contemplating any countrywide exemption from the tariffs. Previously, delayed imports taxes could take effect very soon. Trump's month-long delay for many goods from Canada and Mexico, for example, is set to elapse on early April. Early this month, Trump wrote on his social media platform, Trump Social, that the extension granted for Mexico imports covered by U.S. Canada arguably runs through the April 2nd, but further information around Pacific days has not been issued. Which other Trump tariffs are about to start? Trump has said he will place 25% tariffs on all imports from any country that buys oil or gas from Venezuela, which includes the U.S. itself, and starting Wednesday. In addition, imposing new tariffs on South America country. His 25% tariffs will start being collected Thursday. Will taxes on fully imported cars kicking off at midnight. The tariffs are set to expand and applicate onto parts of following weeks through May 3rd. The White House said it is expected to raise $100 billion. Damn, it's like it. Okay, we'll collect Thursday, which taxes fully imported cars can. Okay, I read that part. The tariffs are set to expand applicable auto parts for all weeks through May 3rd. White House says it expects to raise $100 billion revenue annually from these new duties, but economic stresses trade will actually unpin the auto industry global supply chain, lead to higher prices for consumers. Which tariffs have already gone into effect? Trump imposed 10% tariffs on all Chinese imports beginning February 4th, a levy he will later double 20% from March 4th onward, and China has hit back with retaliation tariffs covering a range of U.S. goods, including a 15% tariff on coal, liquefied and natural gas products, and 10% tariffs on crude oil from the U.S. that took effect on February 10th. China also imposed tariffs up to a 50% on Trump expands steel and aluminum tariffs went into effect early this month. Both metals are now taxed 25% across the board, with Trump's order to remove steel exemptions and rise aluminum levy from its previous imposed 2018 import taxes taking effect March 12th. Canada and Mexico, America's two largest trading partners, also faced steep tariffs early this month. Trump implemented particularly a month-long delay of his 25% tariffs on both countries, delaying taxes for auto related imports as well as goods that comply with 2020 U.S. Mexico Canadian agreement until April 1st. April 1st. We'll just say April. But early imports are still levied as well as 10%, a lower 10% duty on port test Canada energy products, and renounced these tariffs as well as new steel and aluminum import taxes. Canada has rolled out a series of countermeasures, announcing $2 billion of U.S. goods. Mexico, meanwhile, has yet to formally impose new levies, signaling it will hope to de-escalate the trade, although the country previously announced it. Retaliation to Trump's actions. Can we expect additional tariffs down the road? Even more tariffs from Trump are likely, with the president also threatening import taxes on products like copper, lumber, pharmaceutical drugs, and computer chips. Many countries have promised retaliation measures, if not already imposed them. Like Canada, Trump has said he will negotiate with other countries on Wednesday. Tariffs until after they're imposed, though he has said his 20% tariffs on auto parts will be permanent, imposed to Trump's steel and aluminum tariffs The EU announced measures on the U.S. goods. Damn. In response, Trump's steel and aluminum tariffs and EU announced measures on U.S. goods worth some 26 billion euros. Target steel and aluminum products, but also American beef, poultry, bourbon, motorcycles, peanut butter, and jeans. The 27-member bloc has intended to roll out this retaliatory trade action in two phases in Tuesday on April 13, but letters say it will delay until mid-April without giving a specific date. We'll potentially see more retaliatory announcements this week, particularly if Trump confirms more details on sweeping reciprocal tariffs on Wednesday. So yeah, man, things are definitely intensifying, and these are part of the labor pains and destruction. The labor pains of Babylon the Great, which is the destruction drawing nigh. Okay. I got two scriptures. Oh, actually three. Yeah, those two. I got two scriptures. Okay. This is Zephaniah. Yeah, Zephaniah in a New Living Translation. NLT, right? Zephaniah 1:10. It says, "O days of the Lord, on that day, says Yahweh, a quiet alarm," which has already happened, but this is you can compare this event or part of history, which is this, which is our history, in the same similar situation of America. It's going to face the same fate, basically. On that day, says Yahweh, a cry of alarm will come from the fish gate, and echo throughout the north quarter of the sea, and a great crash will sound from the hills. Wail in sorrow, all you to live in the market area, for all the merchants and traders will be destroyed. All right, and this is like I said, we had the same situation here, okay, because these terrorists are what they're this is nothing but trade, man. This situation with the terrorists, Liberation Day, okay, and let me look up what MacTesh is. Because I don't even think it said MacTesh in this new. No, it didn't say MacTesh in the New Living Translation, but when you get the King James Version, let me see. I think that's it. Well, in the King James Version says MacTesh. So MacTesh, this is what definition of it, or is it MacTesh likely refers to a district or valley in or near Jerusalem, specifically associated with merchants who commercially activities will cease during the time of Jewish calamity. MacTesh. Location. While the location of MacTesh is debated, most scholars believe it was a district or valley in or near Jerusalem, possibly the Tyrol Polion Valley near the Fish Gate. That's why I said it'll be a crime from Fishgate, because that's the location. When it says it should be a crash from Fishgate, that's the location. And the second quarter, like I said, these are giving out all location, location areas. It is the prophecy of Zephaniah associated MacTesh with merchant activity, suggesting it was a place where traders and those involved in silver commercials were located. That's it. Yeah, man. So Babylon the Great, America is in the same predicament. It's going to be a cutoff, man. All right. And like I said, America's in a trade war. All right. MacTesh was a place of trade. All right, where goods and services, where goods were being sold and stuff like that. And America's in the same boat. All right. So I'm done with that. All right, this is Isaiah. Isaiah 14:4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how has the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, and he ruled the nations in anger and is persecuted and none hindered. Right, and that's how DJ Trump is doing it, man. He's coming up against these other nations with all these taxes, these tariffs, and he don't give a fuck how the economy is going to go. He's all about making America better. Okay, so yeah, he has ruled the nations in anger. All right, so he ruled the nations in anger with it's like a I forgot what I was looking for. There's another scripture. I'm gonna go to 11. Oh no. There's another one. Damn, there's another one. Damn, I can't find it. Oh, man. Whatever. I'm probably overreading it, but it was another scripture I was going to get where it says, come weak like us. Anyway, the point was made. The Golden City, Babylon Great, right? This place is broken. All right. It's on its way out. And there's not a goddamn thing Trump can do. I don't give a fuck what law he passed that's going to make this place great, better, or recover. Okay, all this terrorists, he trying to build up all this money, generate all this money to put businesses back, companies American made and stuff like that, products American made. Like the plans of the elites, in fact, is not try to bring America back, but transform it into something else. The NWO, that's what they want. America's out of the picture, and the New World Order is in. Okay, which is a completely Luciferian or Satanist ruled government. All right, but this is what to expect. And come April, all right, things about to get worse and not better. But with that, we're gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Korkadash, Divine Apostle, Elder Great Mitzvah, blessed God, the night, few sisters, Israelite, for one, Shalom.